Hey, what's up, y'all? I know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. And today, I'm here to bring y'all 4 lessons we can learn from Envy Caine. I figure with everything that's going on right now, it's some very valid lessons we could take from this to help prevent us from ending up in the same predicament. Alright, so before I start the video, I just want to say this. After doing my homework and a little more research, I've come across a little more rumors regarding the whole robbery situation. Now, it came out that 2 other known twirlers and GD members, Coast to Ghost and SPMB Bills, have made an announcement that COKA JIGGA is no longer a part of the twirlers, GD, folk, none of that. The church up the block, the mosque, none of that. Alright, so look, if getting robbed wasn't enough, now you have to deal with guys you considered friends humiliating you to the world on top of already getting humiliated for being robbed. Now, I know his ops is having a field day right now, man. Now, there's speculations on whether it was a real robbery or just a burglary situation. Now, I've watched BMG Upper Class video where he explained that an inside source told him that Envy Caine actually wasn't robbed. Alright, it's getting crazier. They saying someone ran into his hotel room and took his belongings. Now, I don't know how true it is, but me personally, I would believe that more because knowing how people are in today's day and age. Alright, if they rob you on site, the phones are definitely coming out. And if you notice, Envy Caine didn't get his chain taken. Now, if I'm going to rob someone, especially someone I know I could get clout for, the first thing I'm taking is his chain. Alright, that's first things first. Now, everyone that robs someone does that because it's like no getting around that. How you gonna say you didn't get robbed if somebody got your chain? Alright? If you got someone chains, then you know 9 times out of 10 he had to run into him. Plus, that's like a trophy. Alright? And we've seen this happen to plenty of rappers already. Alright, where their chains start circulating after they got taken by somebody. So, like I said, this story is believable. But you guys can make your own assumptions as to what you think is real and what's not. Now, this isn't a video covering that story. For a video that covers the story, I'll leave a link in the description below so you get knowledge on what's going on, and then come back here and get in tune with the lessons that we can all learn from this situation. Alright, now without prolonging it any longer, let's get straight to it. Lesson number 1. Them friends really ain't your friends. That's probably the biggest lesson. Them friends are not your friends. Now, remember when you was younger and your mother would tell you about your friends but you ain't listen? Or remember when your girlfriend would tell you that your friends ain't shh, but you didn't listen to that either, you kept hanging out with them, right? Alright, so now remember when the situation occurred with them same friends after your mother and girlfriend warned you about them, that made you realize that they were right about them same friends? Well, let's just say that COKA should have listened to his mother and his girl because he's damn sure feeling the consequences. Now, as we all know by now, 2 days ago, rumors surfaced that Envy Caine was robbed, and allegedly, the person who did it went on Instagram Live from Envy Caine's Instagram, showing off guns and some of Envy Caine's belongings, proving that he really did rob him. Now, that was a big thing for like a day, but then right after that, the next day, he was dropped from the same gang he repped by 2 friends that we all seen him in videos with, heard them in songs together, and so on. Now, a lot of people, including myself, are left to believe that he was dropped, because of the robbery situation. Now, I'm hoping that that isn't the case, because, I'm hoping they already had some underlying problems that we didn't know about, and maybe this was just the last straw because something else transpired while they was talking about this. I don't know, but if that's the case, then them guys was never your mans. For obvious reasons, because look, getting robbed, if you in the streets heavy, you already know, man, getting robbed don't make you any less of a man. It happens. The best of the best dudes done got robbed before in the streets. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So if you your first instinct is to drop someone from your gang that you call your mans, instead of thinking about how y'all gonna get back together, then that was never your mans. It never was. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is the sole reason he was dropped, because that sounds a little too crazy to me. I hope that ain't the reason. To think that the same gang that I was willing to die for and I was riding for years for, they supposed to ride the same way for me. But instead, they just dropped me. So now being MV Caine, you got to think to yourself now, like, is being in the streets even worth it? And that not even just for him, just for any of y'all, man. Is being in the streets really worth it? If you can't depend on the same people you would ride for to ride for you, then who you gonna depend on? And look, I use that word depend on. I use that word depend because I would never, ever, ever, ever use the word trust when it comes to the streets. Trust do not exist in the streets, but y'all knew that. I hope y'all did. But now think, right? Being in MV Caine's shoes, because boy got beef for like the whole Brooklyn. Let's say God forbid he got killed while he was repping the twirler or GD and all that, right? Only to now realize that them same people don't even care about you. Listen, that's crazy to me, man. I don't know about anybody else, but that's crazy. And he might just shrug it off and laugh because, you know, that's the person he is. He ain't trying to show no emotion because in the streets you just don't do that. And that's understandable. But, like, I don't know. Like I said, he gonna have a lot of pride because as a man, that's what you do. You don't make it seem like, you know, when you're in the streets, you don't make it seem like it's nothing. But deep down inside, I know he's like, yo, this is crazy. That's like my mans that I knew for a couple years. We riding together, we shooting, we do whatever we doing in the streets. To when I get booked or something happen to me and I get dropped, nah. Like I said, it has to be more to the story, man. It has to be. Now, for everybody that's listening, let that be a lesson to all you dudes that want to join gangs because it seems cool or your favorite rapper is involved. Because you may be joining a gang and be around people who don't even have your back. Once again, I'ma say, we don't know if that's the case until either party speak out about what it really is. But for right now, that's what we're all seeing. So that's all we can go off of. And then Coach Ghost, he was on live. As he dropped him, he's basically saying, yo, we want all smoke. Don't think that just because y'all got him that he speaks for all the twirlers and all the nah, he dropped. So look, come see us now and we want all smoke. That's how he made it out to be. So please, y'all, let this be a very strong lesson for you. Know what you're getting yourself involved in, and know that just because someone call you bro or laugh in your face or whatever doesn't mean that they really your friend. Alright, so let's move on to another good lesson, right? Which is the next one. Lesson number 2. Don't ever think that it cannot happen to you. Alright, this is a good one. We all know some people who just think they're unstoppable or can't be touched or exposed. Most of these guys talk about how on point they are in their music, on Twitter, or probably on Instagram Live while they flash money and guns and taunt their ops and be in the hood. Listen, one thing for sure, being in the streets, I can tell you one thing. Every dog has their day, and no matter how tough you think you are, everyone's integrity gets tested at some point. Alright, you gotta think, if you go around 24/7 talking tough, that's the energy you attracting to yourself. Not only that, but low key, that's how a lot of backdoors happen. I think personally, because believe it or not, them same dudes you think are your homies really be jealous, and some of them may even feel that they are your protection. So they may feel like, yo, listen, I'm the real muscle. You know what? Let him fend for himself since he talking all tough. Let me see how he do it. Let me do this little backdoor real quick. Let's see how he handle himself. And as shocking and crazy as it sounds, man, it gets scary in them streets like that. Y'all don't have to believe it, but trust me, I've seen a lot and I know a lot. And just from the things that we see ourselves and hear, even if it's speculation, I always believe when there's smoke, there's fire. Point blank, period. So even if it didn't really happen like that, the fact that that is a thought, yeah, that's crazy. I don't put nothing past no one, I'm sorry. Now, we all know that dudes usually get caught lacking because they in areas where they feel nothing can happen at. Prime example, rest in peace, FBG Duck. He was in the Gold Coast. Rest in peace, Zach TV. He was in South Loop. Now, rest in peace, Pop Smoke. He was in all places, Beverly Hills. Now, most of you know that no matter where you at, man, you got to stay on point at all times. There's dudes in Chicago that say that they was forced to go in the streets and get money any way they can because they can't even get a real job because the ops might have the drop on them. Like, yo, it's really real out here, y'all. And I don't think, like, a lot of y'all kids, not even kids, I'm gonna call y'all young adults. A lot of y'all young adults don't even know that, man. Y'all take this thing for a game and take it for granted. It's people really losing their lives, y'all. A lot of y'all think life is a game. On a serious note, understand this. When you out in the streets being reckless, just know that you only get one chance at this thing called life. You only get one chance. This isn't what you see on TV, none of that crazy crap where you come back and you... Nah, bro, you cannot come back. It's over. Some of us don't have big homies to school us, so a lot of the younger generation, they just out there wilding. Like, listen. Let me break something down. Like, before you die for your block, right? At least travel. Some of these guys never even been out they block, out they hood, out they state, out the country. Listen, some of these dudes never even been to Miami, bro. Never got to see a chick speak a different language or ate food from a different country. I'm telling you, man, sometimes you gotta separate yourself and change your scenery. That energy that's in your hood is toxic. You will literally die without getting, like, without being able to live. You will die without being able to live. Don't let that go over your head, please. You will die without living, bro. Please, man. Let this be a lesson to all. Anyone could get caught slipping. Alright? Whether it's getting robbed, shot. Matter of fact, perfect example. 051 Melly, right? For my Chicago dudes, they know boy was really putting things down, but guess what? He also got caught lacking once or twice, but fortunately for him, at that time, he survived a few shots. So that lets you know, man, like, anybody can get it. Anybody. I always was refer back to the mafia, because you know why? Them dudes was really putting things down as well. Real hitmen, but got killed. You got dudes that was really catching bodies that got killed. What don't you understand, man? So point of this video is this. If you're going to be in the streets, be militant and try to prevent yourself from getting caught up at all times. And you can't have that mindset that it can't happen to you, because usually that's when it does. Alright, now we ain't going to stay there too long. Let's move on to the next lesson. Lesson number 3. What goes around, comes around. Karma don't miss nobody. Alright? Karma don't miss nobody. Now, for the people that really know me, know that I got this saying I tell everyone, which is keep your karma clean. A lot of us was taught that karma basically means what goes around come around, but a lot of us was taught just the negative side to that. We were taught that when you do bad things come to you, but no one taught us the positive aspect of it. Just how there is a negative side to it, it's also a good side. That's with anything in life, the yin and the yang. That's balance. When you do good, good shall come back to you. And remember, no matter what you do, just when you think you got away with it, it'll come right back to you, and sometimes at the worst time. Caine's situation is no different. The same way he done got on live and made fun of mad Brooklyn dudes, whether it's him exposing certain dudes for getting their chain snatched, or how this one got beat up when they got caught, or took their belongings, or how this one got shot and didn't do nothing, or just dissing somebody dead mans, or this one where he got robbed. Alright? But, I mean, or how other people got robbed. But now look, right? Listen. Look how life works. Now look, he's in the spotlight for getting robbed himself. Listen, in this world, man, you get what you give. Simple. Make sure you're strong enough to reciprocate that same energy you dishing out when it come back to you. Now listen, we done seen him get caught up in the dildo situation, or the situation with his girl at the time exposing him and going to the precinct snitching on him, and now this situation. And then rumors about him getting beat up in jail, and just plenty other rumors out there, man. Listen, karma misses nobody. You know how many times I done things and felt I got away with it until something happened to me and I'm sitting there like, yo, why me? And then I think back to that situation like, okay. Alright. Listen, let me tell you, right? When I did my little time or whatever, the CO told me this. When you finally get caught, don't cry. Just think of all the other times you did it and didn't get caught. And I promise you, to this day, mind you, that was what, 2015. To this day, I still remember that saying. To this day, that quote stays in my head no matter what. So anytime I do get caught up in doing something, I just think about the times that I got away with it and I kept doing it. And that relieves everything. You ain't, listen. Yo, listen. Some of us believe that just because the repercussions don't happen right away, that it's over. That we got away. No, buddy. It don't work like that. Karma could hit you a day later, 2 weeks later, 2 months later, or even years later. But guess what? It always comes back around. What goes up, damn sure come back down. So make sure the stuff you putting out there, make sure that it's clean. Make sure that your karma gonna be clean. Just cause you look, you give out money, right? Let's say you give out money to somebody that actually really need it, and you thinking God don't see that? God see that, man. You might give out $100 and make back 1,000. You might get back 1,000, hit the lot. You never know what happens. Just keep your karma clean, man. Perfect example. You ever been in a relationship and you treated a girl messed up and you know you was being a dog? Then finally it came a time where she started acting brand new, and now the same way she was chasing you, you started chasing her? Huh? Listen, I'm only talking for the real ones out there, man. I'm talking for the real ones. Whether you agree or not, my point is this. Them tables always turn. So never ever think that you too good for something, or like our last lesson, thinking it can't happen to you. That same lesson ties into to this one. Alright, so I ain't, like I said, man, keep your karma clean, y'all. Keep it clean. Now, if you're in the streets, of course, it's a little harder because you got to do what you got to do. But at least always know that at any given time, that same thing you dish out could come right back to you, man. Always expect the unexpected. And that's just real. That's real talk. All right. So that pretty much wrap it up for that lesson. But our next lesson, we're gonna be a little positive and shed light on MV Caine's talent more than anything. And this also applies to everyone else that's out there that got talent and can relate. All right. Lesson number 4. Pretty simple, man. I'm not even thinking. Listen, it's pretty simple. Stay focused and leave the streets alone. Stay focused, man. Please. Now, a lot of us get caught up in the streets and we don't even give ourselves a real chance at life. Whether it's dying at a young age or being incarcerated at a very young age and missing out years of our lives. Just look at MV Caine's situation. He went through all the things I described in the last lesson. With this last situation being him getting robbed, a day later, members of the same gang he repped announced that they dropped him from the gang. So look, pretty much all that riding you was doing and repping you was doing for your gang and sacrifices you was doing or risking your life, all that goes down the drain. You see what I'm saying? And also, now your ops is laughing at you because it's like, you just got allegedly robbed, then dropped? Like, you looking bad, man. You looking bad. So now it's like, where do you go from here? I really hope he understands the streets got no love for nobody. And let this be a lesson to him, because now he should just focus up. Focus on the music. Like, out of all them drill rappers, let's be real, man. Even his ops know boy could really rap, because they even said it. When he came home the last time and dropped Target Practice, he shook things up. I'll say that myself. But then situations like this keep happening to him, where every time he take a step in the right direction, it's like he get knocked backwards 2 more steps. Like I said, y'all, leave the streets alone, leave the friends alone, do your own thing, man. Like I said in the other video, the last video, Albert Einstein told us this: to do the same thing and expect different results is a form of insanity. It's insane. Hopefully he switches how he moves. Probably change his circle, move to a different scenery, stay out the streets and just focus on his music, and maybe he'll get where he needs to be musically. Or maybe this is what he actually needed, man. It could be a blessing in disguise. God got a weird way of working. It's mysterious as ever. He'll do whatever it takes to remove you from something because he realizes that you don't see it enough for you to remove yourself. And he'll put you on a path that you need to be, but you just gotta get yourself out that situation. Alright, boy got all the talent in the world, man. Like I said, I just hope this is a lesson to him and a lesson to anybody else that can relate. Leave the streets alone. The only result in these streets is death or jail, bro. If you got an opportunity to do something right and you getting paid and you getting money, leave your hood, do what you gotta do. The dudes that want to come with you, let them come with you. But the ones that want to stay behind and be in the hood, let them be. I'm sorry. Alright? Now, I ain't going to preach for y'all. I ain't going to preach for y'all. I ain't going to preach to y'all. But all my real solid ones know what I'm talking about. We going to just leave it at that, man. Now, let's recap all the lessons we went through. Lesson number 1. Them friends really ain't your friends. Alright? Lesson number 2. Don't never think it can't happen to you. Lesson number 3, what goes around comes around, karma don't miss nobody. And last but not least, lesson number 4, stay focused and leave the streets alone. Alright, now I hope this video taught y'all something, and if it was helpful in any way, hit that like button. For the guys that are alive, that I do these lessons on, I honestly hope they actually be seeing these, because I feel that it could actually help them and help them move in the right direction, as well as teach everybody else that's watching how to move so it don't happen to them. Alright? First and foremost, I would like to thank all y'all. We finally did it. We made it to 200 subscribers. We are currently at 204. I told y'all I have a contest going on for our journey to 300 subscribers. For the 300 subscriber, I'm going to check the notifications, and whoever qualifies as the last subscriber when we hit 300 will receive $50 via Cashapp, PayPal, Zelle, whatever. Just my way of showing my appreciation. Now, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time I drop new content. And as long as you watching, y'all know I'm going to keep dropping. I'm out.